The special referee for this evening's cage bout for the Mid-South Tag Team titles with no DQ, Alberto Madril. Currently in the ring, weighing in at 277 pounds from Oklahoma University, Steve Dr. Death Williams. His partner in the other half of the Mid-South Tag Team title holders, weighing in at 272 pounds from Omaha, Nebraska, Ted DiBiase.
Ted DiBiase and Dr. Death await the arrival of their opposition.
Challengers in this no disqualification match, weighing in at a combined weight of over 432 pounds, Hector Pistolas and Chavo Guerrero.
And the fifth man in the ring is Alberto Madril, former world's junior heavyweight champion, a man who won the NWA World Heavyweight Championship here in the Houston ring, right here in the Sam Houston Coliseum, a few years ago when he defeated Nelson Royal. Shortly after that, Madril was taken down by a malady and was forced to relinquish the title. But right now, we've got Texas Tornado going. We've got all four men in the ring at the same time. And Madril faced with the job of trying to get some sense of order as up above me comes Chavo Guerrero, and the blonde hair is Hector Guerrero. And Hector is now playing in a movie in Hollywood, and that's the reason for his blonde hair. But that's not the reason for that bump on the head of Ted DiBiase. Now as Chavo Guerrero pursues him, you see him going after Ted DiBiase and trying to double him up in the middle with punishment around the midsection. And Chavo flying mare, and we've got a skid right down the sides of his face that must have started right at the nose, and a back bottom drop, and Chavo Guerrero places Ted DiBiase in position for a real bit of punishment. Now the match has settled down to a tag team event, which it was scheduled to be in the first place. The Mid-South Tag Team title is at stake in this, and the champions, DiBiase and Dr. Death, are looking for the opportunity now to hang on to that coveted title and the belts that symbolize it. Ted DiBiase tried to get out on the floor of the ring. This fence around the ring is simple but sturdy, and he was stopped cold in his tracks. So DiBiase backs up to Steve Williams, and then comes out of the corner and comes to face Chavo Guerrero. Up on the top turnbuckle is Hector Guerrero. He's standing up there watching his brother go to work, and now his brother's on the receiving end. Here is a quick switch, and DiBiase backdropped and backdropped well. A hard landing. So DiBiase doesn't like the idea of being hemmed in. Claustrophobia setting in. And here comes Hector Guerrero setting in. With a quick wrap up here, he takes a fast roll to wrap him up and try to tie him up completely. And this time DiBiase has worked it well. He has maneuvered around and trapped Hector Guerrero into that corner and left him where Dr. Death could get after him and work him over. Dr. Death, former Oklahoma All-American in football and in wrestling, and this time he was hit with a Mexican clothes hanger, and it was a beauty. In behind, Hector Guerrero, and off of the buckle comes brother Chavo. He gets over, he wraps him up. There's one, there's two. Referee Al Madril, who is a special referee for this battle, comes down there with a 2 count, but not a 3 count. The driving knee of Chavo Guerrero, and now the double punishment of Chavo and Hector, setting him up on all sides here as the action goes. And there's a race across that ring to get up there and lay that knee into him. Man down. Dr. Death, he's trying to get over to tag Ted DiBiase. It didn't work. And now is this great Coliseum crowd, and it is a huge crowd. It roars their approval. Hector Guerrero went through the air and spun around in the air and come down on top of Steve Williams. There's a touch. In comes Chavo. Oh, how that can pierce you, I'll tell you. When you stiffen those knees and come down, it's like being hit with that many pounds of rock falling. So Chavo goes to work, and so does Steve Williams. He literally raced Chavo over into the hands of Ted DiBiase and got him into a spot where they could both go to work on him. DiBiase now, properly touched, comes in to take on Chavo and up into the steel fence, and it is an immovable object, believe me. 5 minutes have gone by as DiBiase, who is one of the most dangerous individuals in the wrestling game today and is proud of that Mid-South Tag Team title, carefully manages to wallop Chavo Guerrero. Guerrero's head was cut open in the contact with the steel fence, and DiBiase is working him over to make sure that he gets maximum punishment out of it. Dr. Death aiming and going, and he comes down to land hard on top of the head of Chavo Guerrero. Trouble now is Chavo bleeding badly, and Dr. Death working him over. Tries to coax him up where he can get after him. Chavo's a little dazed. He moves to the wrong corner, and no doubt about the fact that Steve was willing to help him along. In comes Ted DiBiase after a legal tag, and DiBiase senses that things are just right. You saw him with that gloved hand of his, and that gloved hand of his has been a bone of contention. And I say bone, for when there is something that he manages to put into that gloved hand and to lay his opponents down on that canvas after he hits him. A wild wallop to the top of the head with the gloved hand, and down on the canvas comes Chavo Guerrero, and Ted DiBiase, with a great deal of satisfaction, tells these people to look and see what he's doing to a man who has become his arch rival in the mat wars here in the Mid-South area. And here in Houston Wrestling in the Sam Houston Coliseum, they have had a couple of matches that have been absolutely barn burners, as some people would call them, but the barn is still there and the action is still there, and now Guerrero is taking an unconscionable amount of punishment as he manages to squirm out from Steve Williams. Now as he blasts Dr. Death, he manages to get up to his feet, but he's in the wrong area, and he backed into the corner, not knowing where he was. Dr. Death tries to set Chavo Guerrero up. There he comes in for the cradle hold and rocks him right down, rolls him over, And before Chavo can get to the corner, and he again, with the blood running in his eyes, he's having his problem. He went into the wrong corner. But that foot and that slicing chop that came around there, they were in the right spot, and they have gained an opportunity for him to stay in there and to battle. DiBiase maneuvering after him. There's the sleep hold as he caught him first in the clothesline, and Chavo rammed his head into the turnbuckle, and Ted DiBiase's in trouble. And for the first time now, there is the possibility for Chavo to get to his brother and let him get in that ring. He lost the opportunity. He went to the wrong corner. He sensed it and walked away from it, but he walked into Ted DiBiase. And you don't just walk into Ted DiBiase. There's Hector. And now the brotherly spirit comes in there to start to cheer him on. And he manages to ram their heads together. Referee trying to get rid of. Now we've got all four of them in the ring as things start flying all around. And Steve Williams is out of the ring, down on the floor, and under the ring. Now he comes out of the ring, but he has spread this fence about 3 feet away from the ring. It is not coming apart, but it is pushed back from the ring, and he's starting to climb in. As up in the ring, Hector Guerrero is trying his best to pin DiBiase, but in the meantime, Chavo Guerrero has taken the glove from DiBiase. He has taken the glove for him, and he is preparing him. Oh, he turned and blasted him. And listen to the uproar of this crowd as Chavo Guerrero stands there with Ted DiBiase's glove and now slams into Steve Williams, and down goes Ted DiBiase. So now with the armor and the weapon of the opposition, Chavo Guerrero is making the most of it. And three of the four men in there are bleeding right now from wallops, and the blood is running down the nose of Steve Williams and running into the eyes of DiBiase, who has been knocked through the ropes and onto the ring apron as referee Al Madril is arguing. He's arguing with Chavo Guerrero about taking off that glove, and is taking it off for sure and putting it into his pocket. Alberto Madril, veteran wrestler for sure. There is a back body drop, a high lift, and a good one. There's one. There's one again, and the foot of Ted DiBiase goes over the rope. Steve Williams comes up on the opposite side. DiBiase is pulling himself up to his feet, and the hard crashing wallop into the jaw, and with Chavo being down, Alberto Madril has taken the glove out of his pocket, and he has put it on his hand, and Alberto just laid Alberto Madril took the glove out of his pocket, put it in his hand, and laid it into the jaw of both Chavo and Hector Guerrero. And we have a tremendous, he's got me at a loss for words. But the Mid-South Tag Team Champions are leaving the ring, and down on the canvas are Chavo Guerrero and Hector Guerrero. And what a stunning surprise, and what a stunning upset. I haven't seen Al Madril in several years, but surely he's not the Al Madril that I once knew.